Hi, everybody. Rachel Teedy here with a look at your update for October 17th. And we start with new information about a couple of missing girls that we have been following for quite a while, actually. We now know that those two missing girls were found in our area late Friday night. The girls had been missing for more than 2 weeks, one of them from Schenectady County. And the police say one girl was at a Stewart's in Lansingburg on Friday. They then found the other at an apartment building in Cohoes. We have details about how police fear that they were in the hands of a predator. That's coming up live at 9 o'clock tonight. We're also hearing from Jon Romano, who was the victim in a really vicious sword attack at an Albany homeless shelter, speaking to our team for the first time today. One may think that Romano harbors ill will for Randall Mason, the man accused of attacking him with that sword, but that's not the case. He spoke to Dan Levy today about the road to recovery that still exists, how he doesn't believe that people are truly evil. And he also speaks about the need for more mental health services that we need here in our country. So you're going to hear from him coming up again live at 9 o'clock. Well, Ezra Miller, the star of the upcoming movie The Flash and such hits as the Fantastic Beasts franchise, was in a Bennington Superior Court this morning. The actor's arraignment on burglary charges originally was set for last month. He's had a string of issues with the law lately. Back in March, Miller was arrested in Hawaii, charged with disorderly conduct and harassment after an incident at a karaoke bar. A month later, Miller was arrested again in Hawaii for allegedly throwing a chair at a woman that injured her head. In June, two parents got a protective order against Miller for allegedly abusing their 18-year-old daughter. That petition accusing Miller of giving the girl alcohol and drugs and displaying cult-like and psychologically manipulative behavior. A Rolling Stone article, most recently from June, said that Miller was housing a mother and two young kids at a Stamford home where sources claim there were weapons and loose bullets lying around. So as this moves through the court system and the court system continues on, of course, we'll bring you live updates both on air and online. Also, President Joe Biden talked about the student debt relief application that officially opened today. You might have noticed a beta version that I for sure posted on my Instagram story over the weekend. The president said that today, the majority of the people who will be getting this relief make less than $75,000 a year, and that nobody in the top 5% of incomes will receive any of that money. Students who received federal student aid can receive up to $10,000 worth of relief. If you made less than $125,000 a year, you can receive up to $20,000 if you received a Pell Grant. So again, that official application is now open. The beta version was open over the weekend. If you filled out the beta version, you are still good. You don't have to fill out the official version in addition to that. Let me bring in now Reed Kisselback, who is tracking our forecast for us. And it was a beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
A little bit rainy today, though, so a little bit of a change there.
I know. It's nice how it works out that way, though, right? Like, it's great when you want to be outside, and then it reflects the mood as you head into the first day of work for the work week for a lot of folks. So,
not wrong. And it gives you something to talk about on Monday.
That's right. It gives me actually something I could talk about, and that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's yeah, right. That was a good transition, Reed. Thanks, Reed. And so we're going to take a look at our CDPHP First Morning Cam in East Greenbush, and you can see this is the Albany skyline. A tenth of an inch of rain today, so it wasn't a lot of rain, but it was pretty spotty, and it kept that kind of gloomy feel. So Doppler radar showing a pretty big system itself, bringing some cooler air down from Canada. You can see some snow out over the Great Lakes region. We're not going to get that snow over here, but we are going to get some cooler air at points before we gradually warm up into the week ahead. So Doppler radar out right now. You can see some pretty heavy and steady rain into Saratoga County and Warren County, as well as in Berkshire County and southern Columbia County. Albany County having a couple of steadier downpours, but not really as big as what we were just mentioning to the north and to the east. So still not quite out of the woods just yet when it comes to rain for this evening. It will clear out pretty quickly, though. 9 o'clock, you can see the back edge of that clearing on through. And then we'll dry out, and we'll actually have a pretty dry day on Tuesday through the course of the day with a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a spotty shower late in the day, but overall in the clear. So for the day tomorrow, we have some clouds to start, and then we'll turn mainly mostly sunny, but it's still going to stay cool. Highs are only going to reach towards the mid-50s across the region, and we'll show you the high temperature trend. Our average high for this time of year is 61. It's a warmer day Tuesday. We cool down Wednesday, and then we'll warm back up as we head towards the weekend. So we are going to see improving conditions through the course of the week. And so with that in mind, if you got some yard work you'd like to do, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day this week, looking pretty quiet and good to get out there and do what you need to do out in the yard. Maybe you've been holding off on some Halloween decorating too. You could do that. But tonight, 42, some evening showers clearing out now. We'll have some fog developing overnight, lingering into tomorrow. Tomorrow itself, a mix of sun and clouds. Overall, though, we'll be turning mostly sunny. It'll be cool. Highs climbing towards the mid to upper 50s. And the 7-day planner, like we said, a warming trend after really Wednesday. So climbing back up towards the mid 50s by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, climbing towards the mid 60s and even upper 60s on Sunday. So pleasant week ahead. But note Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, overnight lows dropping down towards the mid 30s. We could have some patchy frost developing too. So if you have any of those outdoor plants, you're going to want to cover them up for the next few nights before you call it a night.
I am enjoying that we're getting almost to 70 on Sunday. I mean, granted, it's a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, we came close yesterday, even, or not yesterday, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Every day's blurring in right now. But yeah.
Yeah. No, do you think we'll get up to 70 again before we see the return of colder temperatures?
It's not likely, in my opinion. We can get some upper 60s, but I don't think it's very likely that we'll hit 70 at this point. There's a line that we watch for, which I don't know if you covered that part yet in your meteorology courses, but the 540 line, does that ring a bell? Yeah, so the 540 line now is kind of like lingering right near our region. Once it starts to appear, it kind of tends to stay there now till like February, March. So I think that window is very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate news.
Yeah.
To hear all of that.
I mean, it's the time of year though. So there's a lot of folks that are probably looking forward to it. I mean, you talked about the cold blast to the west, and Paul mentioned he's ready for a snowstorm.
Yeah, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan saw a lot of snow.
Yeah, so it's coming with the territory now.
It is coming with the territory.
Yeah.
We have to embrace it, and we have to stop complaining.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
As I look at you, but talk to myself.
No,
well, anyway. Thank you, Reed. I'm going to kick you out for the time being, and we're going to go over our top stories of the day here to refresh. We have new information about the missing girls that were found in Cohoes and learning more about just what police were looking for when they were searching for these girls. Also, Jon Romano, who was the victim of a really horrible sword attack, spoke to us for the first time today. And Ezra Miller was in court in Bennington County. Something we continue to follow here. And my chart was not large enough, but our fourth top story of the day was President Biden officially announced the opening of the student debt relief application, officially up and running. A beta version opened over the weekend. So we're going to dig more in depth into all of these stories coming up live at 9 and 11 o'clock. I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe evening.